Hi, Adam Gilson here, contributing editor with Epoch Press. And today we're talking with Lorna King, contributing editor for Epoch Press as well. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good.
Good. So could you tell us about your background, where you're from and where you're at now?
Sure. Well, I'm I'm a Ghanaian Scottish screenwriter. My background is actually in screenwriting, and I my undergrad was in psychology. So I have this, this love for really kind of figuring out what makes people tick, and that's kind of what made me go into screenwriting and filmmaking. Um, at the moment, I'm working on some scripts. We got shortlisted for a prestigious award. One of my short scripts has gotten a laurel from a festival, which has been great. We're still looking for funding for it. So we're moving along in a good direction, but it's essentially my background.
That's awesome. Congratulations on the award. That's great.
Thank you.
So was your educational background in psychology and also writing as well, or did writing just come afterwards?
Oddly enough, yes, both. I did my undergrad degree in psychology, and I've got a master's in screenwriting. So yeah, technically the academic writing came second, but I've actually been writing since I was a kid. So
I see. So you have a lot of experience. That's great. What a great background to have for getting into writing. That's so cool. Um, so could you tell us how you got involved with Epoch Press and what you do as a contributing editor?
alrighty. Well, I actually got involved when I wrote an article. It was commissioned by a publication called Black Ballad, and I was actually writing about the psychological effects of storytelling, which I find immensely interesting because it's such a big part of what shapes us as we are, but it's hardly ever mentioned. It's hardly ever talked about. And Cara really liked it. She read the article and she asked me to come on board. So what I do essentially as a contributing editor is I will read through submissions and we'll rate them, and we'll try and give feedback to the writers who don't necessarily make it, just to give them a bit of encouragement.
Which is, as somebody who has gotten hundreds of rejection letters, giving any kind of feedback is just really nice.
Yeah, it's really hard, even in screenwriting, because when you are constantly giving to competitions and when you don't place, they don't give you feedback, and you have no idea what you're doing wrong. So every time I get some feedback, I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Could you tell us a little why? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have anything else to say about?
No, go ahead.
Could you tell us why you'd like to see the Kickstarter campaign succeed?
Oh, I'd love, because I really, really love what Epoch Press is trying to do. This non-creative fiction, creative non-fiction platform. I'm really loving the submissions that are coming in. I feel like it could really fill a great, niche in the market. And it could really do a lot of things, especially for emerging writers. I think it's a really great space, a really inclusive space. And I know even though I'm working behind the scenes, I found that I feel very welcomed. I feel like I'm working with a great team of people, and we haven't even physically met, actually, because of COVID, and a lot of us live in completely different places. But I really love being part of this team, and the whole point is to really foster great writing from all sorts of backgrounds. And really, that's exactly why Epoch Press should succeed, and really get the fire under its Kickstarter.
I absolutely 100% agree. I'm curious. I'd like to circle back to I remember that article that you wrote because Kara shared it with me when she first talked about maybe hopefully getting you to come on board.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm curious. You don't have to talk about the article, but I'm just psychology as it relates to creative nonfiction, because I'm assuming your screenplays are fiction. I mean, are they?
For the most part, yes.
For the most part. So, how do you see the parallel, or how does it relate to creative nonfiction?
Creative nonfiction tends to really be about someone's real life. They're just writing about it in a more flowery way. So actually, there is a much smaller gap sort of between psychology as a concept and creative nonfiction. A lot of the pieces that we've got, some of them will be from someone's childhood, an experience that they're having now. Maybe they're contextualizing an experience they had when they were younger to now, maybe family background, whatever. So actually it's a much smaller gap. between the psychology of creative nonfiction, which I find quite interesting actually, because with fiction, it's sort of a lot of read between the lines sort of thing, but not the same with creative nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
People are really just telling you what they think, and they're showing you their perspective of the world. And I really enjoy that, actually. You don't have to do an awful lot of digging to really see where someone's coming from with creative nonfiction, the way you need to do with fiction.
Right. Oh, that's really fascinating. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with those sitting in with us today?
Well, I would like to say, definitely there needs to be a more mainstream way for us to be able to read creative nonfiction. It's not a super mainstream thing, and I think that's quite a shame, because it really kind of pushes out a lot of other writers that could be coming through. So that, I think that's something Epoch Press could really be successful at, in making it more mainstream, to be reading more creative nonfiction pieces, and then not being sort of for certain people over there, and not being sort of a classed thing for anyone and everyone, which is something that I really, really like about Epoch Press. So I'm quite invested, honestly, emotionally, to see Epoch Press do well, and I'm really, really hoping that other people see that too and really support Epoch Press. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I hope so too. Okay, one more question before we go. I had one and I forgot it. Oh, crud.
Sorry.
Did you see the other? Did you see the other, some of the?
I haven't had a chance to. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, it was funny.
Oh, actually, I have one for you. A friend of mine asked me this question, and I gave the most embarrassing answer without realizing what I said until I said it. So I'll say it now. She asked me, if I was a food, what would I want to be? Right? And I said, oh, I'd love to be a burrito. And everyone kind of looked at me and was like, why? And I was like, oh, because you can put anything in it. And then I realized exactly. I realized what it sounded like after I said it, and I was like, no.
Oh, somebody might misconstrue that.
Exactly. It was quite funny.
Although burritos are great. I mean, you can
exactly. My point still stands.
Right. My favorite thing is a breakfast burrito.
Oh yes, they're so bad for you, but they're so good.
Right, I know, but oh my gosh, and I don't know what the thing is, because I always have a breakfast burrito. For me is cheese, bacon, eggs, and rice, and that's all I ever have in it. Because I want those. But if you put those things on a plate, they're okay. But if you wrap them up,
exactly,
there's some synergy there going on that I don't get.
Seriously, it's magic. I don't get it either. Yes. And this is my point still stands. I was like, yes, it came out wrong, but I would still be a burrito.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, because it's better than any question that I had. And I'm glad that we were just affirming the fact that burritos are probably one of the perfect foods.
They really are. But yay! Thanks.
Well, Lorna, it was very nice meeting you, getting to know you.
Oh, you too.
Really appreciate your time. I want to say thank you to everybody that was sitting in with us today out there as well. Please have a look at our website, epochpress.org, and check out our Kickstarter, which ends on this Saturday, I believe, the 13th. And I think it's at 72% funded, so we're almost there.
We can do it.
We can. All righty. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Adam.